Hello and welcome to my channel. You might not know who I am, but I'm glad that you are here. If you found this post recently or in the future, I'm still glad that you are here. Now, you might not know who I am. And is that important? Perhaps I am. Perhaps I'm not. It's like asking yourself if you matter or not. Of course you do. You do. Perhaps you might have limited value with others, but that's fine. We are not here to please them. We are here to evolve. We are here to experience and grow together, but also by ourselves. And that's why it's important to figure out who we are, right? This is the first video on my channel, and I know there will be some of you that I know from real life watching, and I welcome you. But even you, I need to ask, do you truly know me? Because if you said yes, then I'm surprised, because I don't even know who I am always. Still, I'm happy you're here, known or unknown, and came by to support the channel. And perhaps, if you stay a while longer, you will learn even more. Not just about myself, but perhaps even about yourself. In my practices, it's been very important to me to reflect by talking with others, help to self-help and self-discovery, if you will. We evolve all the time. Who I were 3 years ago is not the same individual as I am today. Perhaps my name have not changed, and perhaps some of my appearances might look similar, or even some of my interests stayed the same. But outside of that, what's there? How can we define ourselves? By categories? By comparing ourselves? Never do that. Just never do that. Do we define ourselves out of social structures to fit the norms of society? Do we define ourselves by cosmetics, appearance, and personality? What about what we eat or what we believe in? It's a really tricky question to give a definitive answer to. However, something I used to tell myself was reflection is the key to finding yourself. And I justified this by using reflection to see how I reacted to things. How would I react to things? Why did I react the way I did? And what triggered it? It gave a thread throughout and made me look at some of the connections within myself. However, later I would think, but if I find myself, then I'm done evolving. No. That was the game changer that made me truly realize we're never going to stop evolving. Each day we learn something new, no matter the significance of the matter. Every new thought or design that expands your knowledge makes you grow. You learn a new recipe. You read a new informative book, or learn that your neighbor practices judo. It's an informative piece of a larger puzzle, right? In one of my semesters at the university, I had a class called The Meaning of Life. And my professor felt sure about that he had found the answer, right? Now, the class was connected to philosophy, and my professor used literature from his then upcoming book. Right. At that point, Anne would not reveal to answer to us what is the meaning of life until the very last class prior to the exam period. Now, before I reveal to you his answer, I want to clarify that there is a difference between what is the meaning in life and what is the meaning of life, right? In, of, two different things. And here's why. Because most people, when they ask, what is the meaning of life, actually wants to know what the meaning in life, especially their own life, is, to be. Because, what is my purpose? Why am I here? What am I going to do? Everyone wants answers, right? But nobody really goes looking where they are, which is within yourself. Well, that's life. But you can learn to do that. And when you do that, you really get to know what your purpose is. And here are some clues that I'm going to talk about with reflection as well. So stay tuned for that. Now, what my professor said divided the classroom. Most people expected an answer, a very complex and detailed description to this question. But he said that he had been spending most part of his life searching near and far. And he said that such a simple question needs a simple answer. The meaning to life is to improve it. Simple as that. If you start the day with coffee and you enjoy coffee, that will be an improvement of your day and your quality of life, right? That would improve your quality. If you had a boat, for example, this is one of the other examples he had, and in Norway, it's very common to only have your boat out in the seasons. I don't know how it is in other countries, warmer countries, perhaps, maybe all year, I don't know. So if you have a boat and you put it on water, you get the access to drive your boat and sail it, which makes you happy. Or you could be depressed, I don't know. Could it be everything really when you drive a boat? I don't know. Exactly. If you have a boat out and you sail and you love sailing, of course, that would most likely equal you being happy. And that's the thing. It will improve your life quality. Now, this was my professor's answer. And while most of my class was confused and scratched their head because of something so outrageous and simple, I nodded because at that point, the last 2 years of my life, I had come to a very similar conclusion based on my first point of our constant evolution, which I told you about. Like, I would say that not only is it to improve it, but to be as comfortable within our own skin as possible. Always. Because we evolve by experience, thoughts, and action, we will have to adapt our ways. Uncomfortable situations will occur. But what you never revert back to is not knowing. You might forget, yes, but you never get to unlearn. And the only reason this is so important is that every piece of your growth, is a piece to your puzzle. The puzzle to understand who you are, right? There we go. We're going full circle here. Now, I meet a lot of different people. And what I love about it is how different we are, right? And I have experienced younger people tell me, you might not take me so seriously because I'm so young. Or people from other countries have said, you might not take me seriously because my English is not so good. What I tell them, and most people really, is something I keep as a main value. It doesn't matter your age, gender, nationality, your religion, or what you vote. Those things do not define who you are. All I care about is how you act as an individual, as a person, right? Because to be honest, why should any of those things categorized by stagnation and judgment really have an impact on who you are? Should it? Should these things really define who you are? No? You're like me then, right? No, of course not. You are so much more than that. What really matters is how you act as an individual. What do you prioritize? What are your values? That's what I care about when I meet people. And I want to know what inspires you. I want to see their soul drive, their passion. That's what I enjoy the most. That's how I really get to know who you are, right? If you talk about something I don't particularly care about or have a very limited knowledge about, like, it really depends on how you act. Because if you talk with passion, I would join you. I would be excited. I would be very ecstatic in this conversation. Like, oh my God, I'm seeing your drive, your soul drive. I love it. And I really, really love it. The worst thing you can do is being avoidant. Use one sentence dialogue responses and not being respected towards the other. One does not demand respect. One earns it. It's a sign of trust and that I believe in you. Another very important thing. In life, we got two sides. Love and fear. Every other emotions are outspring of these. Joy, grief, sadness, humor. Love and fear. The light, the dark, the yin, the yang, the good and evil, right? Two opposite sides, two poles. It's all concepts. And the faster you understand their connection, the easier it is to become aware of these aspects in your everyday life. Now, ask yourself these things, right? Number one, which of these sides are dominating in my life right now? Are you happy in your life? Suffering from depression? A middle state? What is there most of in your life right now? It is okay to have these feelings. None of them are wrong. It's perfectly normal. Number 2, is there an unbalance in my life at this moment regarding love and fear? After this first question, is there something that really shines through, a feeling, a pattern? Is it one of these outsprings? Like, do I feel a lot of sadness, a lot of grief, a lot of happiness? All these things, just figuring it out, just feeling. Get really deep, get really deep, like feeling. Right. Number 3, am I suppressing anything? Now, this is very, very important. Are there any suppressed feelings that you should work with? Because not working on something will only make it come back at you at some point to resolve itself. Now, what it is about suppressed feelings is that, imagine it, everything needs air, right? To breathe, to give life, and to exist. If you suppress something by putting it in a box, the air will run out. And what happens when air runs out? You panic, right? You want to get out of that box. You got to get out of the box. You got to get back to life. And that's the same with suppressed feelings as well. It will at some point come out because you put it in a box. You try to seal it forever. No, it won't like that. So you have to do something about that or it's going to bite you back. So to live most authentically, this is a key factor, and it will help you getting closer to the real you, because then okay, what's uncomfortable? What's positive? What's love? And that's the thing. So last thing, which is number 4, how can I work with these sides, right? Remember that everything that triggers you are mirrors of yourself. Is there something you dislike in others? Go within yourself and find out why. For example, if someone with attitude tells you something that makes you irritated, what could this mirror you say? They are just being jerks. Everyone should get irritated by that, right? Well, frankly, not everybody wishes to spend energy on that, but you still get triggered and feel like this individual is an incredible jerk. Well, go within yourself and ask yourself, why am I being affected by this individual? And what is it with these actions that triggers me? Why? If you reflect like this, you might come one step closer to understanding yourself. Perhaps there were an incident at school where you were bullied and felt negative after that. That was like ooh, I didn't like that. Oh, that feeling. Oh, I don't want that feeling to come back. No. You're out of here. You're not invited to my place, Right? That kind of thing. And there could be multiple examples of something that could work for its own video when talking about shadow work or mirror sides and everything like that. But don't you worry, the effects of reflection is a major key to understand yourself that you could use to figure out things about yourself. I would also recommend practicing meditation, or at least give it a try, as it does help you become calmer, which I know for me has helped a lot with anxiety, with stress and depression itself. And that was a bad chapter, let me tell you that. But I had to go through it, and it has made me such happy. I really love being happy. When I get the feeling of being happy, I value it because I felt depression, I felt sadness, I felt all these type of things before. And you don't want it to come back, but it's a natural state and you learn from it. And that's a very important thing, what you learn from it. Right. Yeah. While reflecting, you also feel more, as I said. What you feel inside is truly important because those indications will guide you towards your own soul growth. Interests flee over time and new interest sparks up. As a flock species, we often desire acceptance because we often lack the courage to decide if we are worth something or not and run around following the flow instead of going against it. And it's not weird considering how the society and the media runs what's acceptable and what is considered not good enough. And we are the only one who can stand up against what we want our soul to subscribe to. If you don't like these ideals and feel fed up with it, then that is an indication that you're taking back yourself and not letting others define you. This is a great way of finding out what your soul stands for and how you can continue diving deep on your continuous journey. I will end this video here, and I'm really glad that you are here. This marks the first video on this channel, and I want to continue sharing this kind of information. I was called to do this and had a burning desire to start. After getting signs from the universe for a very long time, so I'm truly glad you decided to join me in the first step. I really hope you have enjoyed the content, and if you want to hear more, then I urge you to click the subscribe button, press like, share with those souls you feel could get something out of this, and maybe even consider pressing the notification bell. That would be awesome. I am Thomas, and I write for Soul for Speech on Instagram, so go check that out as well if you're interested in more views in form of poetry. That would be freaking awesome. I hope you have a blessed day wherever on Gaia you are, and know that you are blessed and loved, and take care now. In love and light. Peace.